Welcome once again to another lesson in the New Testament is Fake series on the Yalak Emet channel, Twitter, YouTube, Patreon. It is October 1st, 2021. This lesson is titled Dying for the Sheep. A very short lesson. I'm trying to make another lesson and I happen to read John 10:15. Look at what it says. Jesus is speaking. As the Father knoweth me, even so know I the Father, and I lay down my life for the sheep. So Jesus is here basically saying he's dying for the sheep. Look, to keep this really short, I'm not even going to look up scriptures for this one. But you should understand, knowing the Torah already, that the Most High was saying Israel is going to pay for their sins. That's the reason for captivity. So you don't die for the sheep if you are Jesus. Israel is going to pay for their sins. They're going to die. Just like Adam and Eve in the garden, if you eat this fruit, you will die. Jesus don't die for them in the garden. It's the same with Israel. They transgressed repeatedly against the Most High, would not change, would not stop. So they died because of their transgression. Their death was to have their kingdom die, slip away from them. Their kingdom was destroyed and they were kicked out of their land and so on. That's their death. Their way of life was gone. The Sabbath forgotten, feast days and so on. Everything was just destroyed. They died for their sins, shipped out into enemies' lands and captivities and so on. Israel is dying for their sins. So Jesus here saying he's laying down his life for the sheep. That's nothing that God is doing. It is not in accordance with the scriptures. That is very simple. The New Testament is fake. God would not send Jesus to die for the sheep after already stating that Israel would be dying for their sins, if I can put it that way, by saying they're going to receive curses and captivities if they do not keep his law. Read Deuteronomy chapter 28. You're going to see that the Most High is basically saying through Moses in the first part of Deuteronomy 28, all the blessings for living the way they should. And in the last part of Deuteronomy 28, if they do not keep these commandments, then they would be basically dying, to keep it in line with this lesson, or receiving curses. So Jesus here is out to lunch. The curses for doing wrong is what's listed in Deuteronomy 28, not one person coming to die for the sheep or to die for all of them. Even New Testament history is telling you that Israel continued to die even physically at the hands of the Romans. Even AD 70 and so on, and they got killed, more of them, chased out at Masada, eating their own children, committing suicide and so on. The history says, why? That's death still happening to them. Jesus did not die for the sheep. New Testament is fake. Twitter, YouTube, Patreon, Yalak Emet channel. New Testament is fake.